Hello again, and welcome to part 2 of this video series on teaching Python programming. So the objective of this lesson will be just to introduce you into a few new concepts. We're universal in programming, but also we're useful in Python. And just get you to write some simple programs to do some simple mathematics. So I shall just dive right in. So the first concept I should introduce is that of variables. Now you might understand variables from mathematics or science as something you control in an experiment or a series of experiments to try and change the outcome. So I suppose it's not entirely different in programming, it's something you can control most of the time except in a few exceptions. Something you can set yourself, something you can change yourself. And it's basically a space in computer memory in which you store a particular value. You can declare your own variables. So, for example, I will do it in my shell window right here. I'll just type, for example, a equals 4. What I'm doing there is I'm allocating a piece of space in computer memory, and I'm giving it the name a. Now, the name a is just for my benefit, so I can use that now for some other purpose. I can just type, for example, print a. Notice I don't have the quotation marks here because I'm printing out the contents of this rather than some pure text. And that will give me what's inside a, which I've just assigned myself there. And I can have names, various other names. I can give it larger names, different values. There are rules to how you set variables. You cannot start them, for example, with a number. Python will shout at you for that, but you can end it, for example, with a number, or have a number somewhere in there. I hope that all makes sense. So now we've got variables out of the way, how can we do some mathematics with them? So you can see up here I've got A and B. It's a very simple, if you've ever used something like Excel, you can use just the characters for the plus for addition to add the contents of A and B together. And I'll print out the result, and it gives me 9. So 4 plus 5 equals 9. So that works. It's nice. What I'll do is I'll start typing some things in the editor so it's a bit cleaner. This works for different operators. So if I just say A equals 5, B equals 4. Then I can use multiple operators. So I can do addition, I can do subtraction. Bear in mind the spacing here between characters and letters isn't necessarily important. I just like to have it so it's nice and readable. You've got multiplication. Now, as in with Excel, again it's the asterisk here for multiplication if you've ever had to do multiplication in Excel. And then there's division, which is just a /. Now if I was to run this, Eb wants to run. There we go. So 5 plus 4 is 9. 5 minus 4 is 1. 5 times 4 is 20. And 5 over 4, 1.25. As you can see, that's all correct. Now we can do arithmetic, as you see here, we've got a decimal point here, so this is what you call, we're entering the domain now of floating point arithmetic. So this is when you have values which are not fixed point or integer values. So for example 0.25, 0.33, and then I add them together. And then I run that. And you can see here, this is an example of floating point arithmetic. Okay, so that's basic mathematical operators out of the way. In the next lesson, I will show you how to do basic comparison operators. So how this varies from mathematical operators is that you are inspecting the value of variables and comparing them to some kind of baseline. For example, more than, less than, equal to, or just not equal to. Okay, I'll see you next time.